All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Sunday night. CP from KnicksFanTV. Hope everybody's doing well and had a great weekend. On tonight's episode, we're going to talk a little more about Lamelo Ball. Does Lamelo's camp really want the Knicks, as the speculators say? We're also going to get some updates on the Knicks coaching search. And Patrick Ewing, this past week, we celebrated Pat Week on MSG Networks. But we're going to revisit the Ewing trade and talk about the gift and the curse that was Patrick Ewing. So without further ado, let's get into it. Phone lines are also up. Call me up. Let me know what you guys are thinking on all things Knicks. 657-383-1509. Salute to the chat once again. All right, so on the Lamelo topic, earlier this week, again, here we go with the Knicks rumors. It was said that Lamelo Ball's camp, league-wide speculation is that Lamelo Ball's camp is focused on the Knicks as his draft destination. Now, we've heard LeVar Ball go on various platforms already in the past few months and basically, praising the Knicks and thinking that the Knicks would be a great fit, not just for LaMelo, but the Triple Bs, Lonzo, and yes, LiAngelo coming along for the ride. So it was, LeVar that really put that out there with the Knicks and the draft energy. But, there was speculation now league-wide that the focus is the Knicks. And so what came across my board on Friday, shout out KnicksFanTV Jared for good sleuthing work. Jermaine Jackson, Lamelo Ball's manager. Now, no relation to Michael and them. But Jermaine Jackson was alerted on this situation, on this rumor, on Instagram, and he basically shot it down. That is a lie, says Jermaine Jackson, on the Ball camp focusing solely on the Knicks. That is a lie. Now, Jermaine Jackson actually played for the Knicks. Jermaine Jackson actually did play for the Knicks once upon a time, and he has since been managing Lamelo Ball down in Australia with the Illawarra Hawks. So he says it's a lie. We know LeVar wants the Knicks. What is it? We don't know. We'll see. I still think, obviously, listen, a lot of prospects want to come to New York and to build their brand. But at the same time, I don't think it's a Knicks or bust situation for LeVar and camp. From what I've heard, yes, they do like the Knicks, but I don't think it's a Knicks or bust situation. Now, I got into it back and forth with a couple guys on Twitter saying, well, it's his manager. What is he supposed to say? And my opinion is, on that side of the business, listen, if a prospect wants to go to a team, he can do that without much ramifications on his end. It's the other way around. For teams on the other side of the table, yes, teams need to be coy, right? A lot of people thought that the Knicks being enamored with Steph Curry is what led Golden State to picking over them. So a lot of teams, they're going to play coy during the draft process, during the interview process. You're not going to really know what they're thinking in terms of how much they really like a particular prospect. But from a prospect standpoint, if you truly want a particular team, you're going to let that be known. We've seen it through history. Our New Yorkers, Giants fans have seen it. Eli Manning told the Chargers straight up, we're good. We don't want to go there. And he brought us 2 Super Bowls. Happy for that decision to poison the waters. So we've seen it a lot of times. And in the NBA, I came across this article from Fadeaway World, the 9 NBA stars who refused to play for the team that drafted them. There's a couple interesting ones on here. You guys remember Royce White? Royce White got drafted by the Rockets and never ended up playing. Never ended up playing for the Rockets. He had a lot of mental issues, and it was said that he wasn't happy with the mental health policy. He said there wasn't really a strong mental health policy in the NBA. Never ended up playing. Never ended up playing much. And so Royce White ended up playing in Canada. I think he was on the Big Three as well. So Royce White was one of those players. John Barry. John Barry was drafted by the Celtics. Didn't want to go to the Celtics, ended up sitting out a year and ultimately gets traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Selected by the Celtics in the 92 draft. How about Brian Shaw? Lakers fans. Brian Shaw was drafted by the Celtics. Didn't want to play, ends up signing a 2-year deal in Italy before he ended up going back to Boston. You had Billy Owens. Billy Owens with the Golden State Warriors is drafted by the Sacramento Kings. Obviously, at the time, Sacramento Kings were not a preferred destination for any NBA player. And Billy Owens ultimately got his wish, gets traded to Golden State. Mitch Richmond. That's how Mitch Richmond of Run TMC ended up in Golden State in a Billy Owens trade. You have Kiki Vandeweghe, former Knick. Kiki Vandeweghe was drafted by the Mavericks in the 1980 draft, 11th overall pick. Kiki could ball. Kiki in his prime was a baller. When he got here, not so much. You know, another tale of former stars coming to the Knicks when they're completely washed. And Kiki would end up getting traded to the Denver Nuggets for Rolando Blackman, former Knick, but he was a Maverick before he got to the Knicks, and Sam Big Smoothie Perkins. Number four, one of the most well-known ones, Stevie Franchise. Stevie Franchise gets drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies in the 99 draft and said, hell no, I want no parts of Canada. Stevie Franchise ends up getting traded to the Rockets in an 11-player deal. Stevie Franchise was another one that burnt his bridges. Ricky Rubio. Now they have Ricky Rubio on here basically saying that, you know, he always wanted to play in California when he got drafted. You know, Ricky was a pro from when he was like 14. But he ended up getting drafted by Minnesota. Remember that? That was the Steph Curry draft. They drafted Ricky Rubio, Johnny Flynn, 2 point guards, neither of which was Steph Curry. So they ended up making the wrong decision. This one was interesting. Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight reel, was originally drafted by the Utah Jazz, ladies and gentlemen. Dominique was originally drafted by the Utah Jazz, but what happened was, according to Dominique, they wanted him to play the 4 in Utah. They wanted Dominique to play the 4 in Utah, and he refused. At that time, there was very little, small ball 4s. The 4s, and during those days, you had to bang. It's the Carmelones, it's the Oakleys, and, it's the Charles Barkley, so on and so forth. You got to bang. Dominique wasn't up for it. Ends up getting traded to the Atlanta Hawks. And has a storied career there. But imagine a big 3 of Stockton, Malone, and Dominique. Utah Jazz history might have looked a lot different. So that was certainly interesting. And then number 1 on their list was one Kobe Bean Bryant in the 96 draft. Kobe was originally selected by the Charlotte Hornets, but let it be known that that wasn't happening. No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Ends up getting traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, the 13th pick in the draft. Ends up getting traded to the Lakers. And that's all she wrote, folks. History. And it's so funny because, we're always talking about, like, the proper way to rebuild and building through the draft, so on and so forth. You really think about it, this move by Kobe changed the history of the Lakers in that, in that 90s, 2000s stretch. They signed Shaq the year before and draft Kobe. Sign Shaq, draft Kobe. That's it. Every other piece of that championship Lakers dynasty were veterans that they either signed or traded for. These weren't homegrown talents. the way the Lakers built their thing. Derek Fisher was also drafted in that draft by the Lakers. Andrew Bynum years later for the second the second set of championships by Kobe was drafted. But other than that, a lot of Lakers pieces of those championship years were solid vets. Wasn't necessarily draft. Obviously, they ended up technically drafting one of the greatest players to ever play the game. But other than that, this was Shaq and Kobe, man. So Kobe made his wishes be known, and it was granted. And Lakers history was cemented. Lakers are that franchise, man. They always have gotten what they've wanted. You ever notice that? From the Showtime Lakers, Shaq and Kobe Lakers, to LeBron. I mean, how many years did they really sweat? How many years did they really sweat? So Kobe was drafted by the Hornets and traded to the Lakers. So, if you want to call it a draft pick by the Lakers, they did raise him up, obviously. But yeah, R.I.P. to Kobe, man. I see everybody in the chat, R.I.P. to Kobe. So I say that to say, listen, if LeVar and Lamelo and Camp, if they truly want the Knicks, let's see what happens in the lottery, August 25th. Let's see what happens in the lottery, and we'll see where the chips fall. But if they truly want it, it's possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It just all depends on where the Knicks end up in the lottery, and if there's a reasonable deal that can be made. So what do you guys think? Is it LaMelo a bust for you? Is it LaMelo a bust for you? Let me know what you think. Leave it in the comment section. And, yeah, man, R.I.P. to Kobe, man. Terrible, 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 terrible. Still can't believe he's gone. And it just seems like when Kobe passed, it just seems like that's when everything for this year, 2020, it just seemed like things have just been going downhill since Kobe passed, man. And, unbelievable. In other news, the Knicks coaching search, more updates. So we've now hit our second round of coaching interviews. Mike Woodson and Tom Thibodeau, two names that we heard, have had their second interviews already. We don't know if all of the candidates that they've met with will have second interviews, and it's not clear who's moving on to a third interview. But we do know that the second interviews are set to conclude in a couple days, according to Ian Begley. And Woodson has gotten his second. Thibodeau as well. So let's see. Now, Ian Begley feels like a decision could be made as early as this week and as late as the end of the month. As early as this week, as late as the end of this month, a decision could be made on the Knicks head coaching search. Who's your pick? Leave a pick in the chat. Who is the coach? Who do you predict and who do you want? Throw your predictions in there and throw your wish in there. Jeff Van Gundy wasn't on that list. He was on my wish list, but clearly, we figured that he was not going to be under consideration, and maybe he just wasn't interested. You never know. Maybe they reached out, and maybe the interest just wasn't there. So, no Van Gundy, but I think it's going to be Tibbs. A lot, Tibbs is still the front runner. I still think it's going to be Tibbs. A lot of you have had valid questions if it's Tibbs. How much pressure will he be on there to try to turn things around quickly? Will there be unrealistic expectations on this team should Tibbs be the coach? I agree with that. But I'm of the camp that says that this team needs a talent upgrade over anything. Yes, the coach will be good, but this team needs a talent upgrade over the course of time, and we need to have patience to see that thing grow. Here was Ian Begley on the Knicks coaching search.
The interviews have not concluded. A mailbag question here from @KickZayJilla, who asks, when do you see the Knicks announcing their coaching hire? Have the interviews concluded? No, the interviews have not concluded yet. the Knicks were doing second-round interviews this week, and I think those second-round interviews could last as late as the end of the week, maybe even early into next week. And I think the Knicks have all along wanted to get their coaching search wrapped up by the end of this month when the NBA restarts the regular season down in Orlando. But I think we might actually get a decision much sooner than that, maybe next week. If not next week, maybe early the following week. Because, you know, if you're wrapping up second-round interviews early next week, maybe you make a decision next week, you go and you bring the coach to meet the owner, and then you finalize things. So I think maybe you wrap things up much sooner than July 31st. I think that's where we are right now with this Knicks timetable for the head coaching search all along. We've heard that Tom Thibodeau was the leader in the clubhouse, so to speak, and I haven't heard anything to date that has led me to believe otherwise.
So, Begley thinks it is going to be Tibbs. Begley thinks it's going to be Tibbs. So, we'll see. See how it plays out. But seems like a decision is coming sooner than later. Now, it was also interesting that Steve Popper of the New York Newsday reported that it's possible that Tibbs could also be waiting to see what happens with the Houston job before he makes his decision. Now, I know the Knicks are not going to wait until after these playoffs and championships is over before making a decision. So, if that happens, then what? Then what? Somebody in the chat said, don't sleep on Calipari. I don't see it, but, I could be wrong. We haven't heard anything in terms of them really being interested in Calipari. It's just been more speculation than anything else. How about Kenny Atkinson? Nobody said anything about Kenny Atkinson getting an interview. We don't know if he did. Nobody on the beat has confirmed if Kenny Atkinson has gotten an interview. Well, we've heard the other names. We've heard Jason Kidd. We've heard Ime Udoka. We've heard Will Hardy from the Spurs. We've heard Chris Fleming from the Bulls, supposed offensive guru. Obviously, he didn't look so guru-like with the Bulls team this year. But like I said, I continue to say coaches aren't miracle workers. You need the talent to go out there and execute and make you look good. So let's see. Speaking of the coaching search, Ron Cleveland in the building wants to talk about it. Ron, how you feeling tonight, man?
Man. Hey.
Ron, what's up, man?
Man, ain't much, man. Just trying to stay safe. You heard me?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Everything's good on my end. But I tell you this, this coaching search stuff. The last time I got on, I talked about Becky Hammond, but it don't look like it's gonna be Becky.
Nah.
But I tell you this: if we gonna go with Tibbs, let's just analyze Tibbs and from all the blueprint is on Tibbs. We got the evidence, man, and for anybody to say he can't develop young players, man, they don't need to even watch. They don't even need to be calling themselves a Knicks fan, man. I'm gonna be honest, CP. When he took over that Bulls team, that whole team was young. You know what I mean?
Right.
He made Jimmy Butler. He had a young Derrick Rose. He had Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Kirk Heinrich. The names go on and on. That whole team was connected. They were connected like fingers on a glove, man. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And when the thing is, when you think about our Knicks problem, man, for the longest, our biggest problem is our team never played defense probably in the last 10, 15 years, man.
True story.
Let's be real. We ain't been playing no defense. So Tibb would inherit a team that has Mitchell Robinson, potential defensive player of the year with the right coaching. Frank Ntilikina, defensive player. You know what I mean? Anybody else Damian Dotson, I like him. Potential 3-and-D player. He's solid. He can do what he needs to do. Smart ball player.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at our team, it's a young team. And if we're going to get anybody, if we ain't getting Becky Hammond, man, getting Tibbs, I ain't got a problem with Tibbs. But my thing is right now, man, with us, we just going to really have to be patient because ain't nobody coming there. And I'm gonna put this Jason Kidd thing to bed, man. I don't want no parts of Kidd. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if we're gonna be getting kids about the hopes of getting Giannis, to stop. We need to stop smoking dope.
Yeah.
Because Jason Kidd is not gonna bring Giannis to New York. Giannis already said he wasn't happy with how his brother was done. Blood is thicker than water. That dude is not coming to New York.
No.
So everybody can just get that out of their head. I don't want no parts of Jason Kidd because Jason Kidd got a problem with the front office. So Tibbs' only adjustment he's going to have to make really is with those minutes
yep.
of not, running the players on the ground.
Yeah.
And how he really deal with the younger players.
Agreed.
Different from the generation that he's been coaching
Agreed.
in. But if we going with Tibbs, I know one thing. I know we're going to be respectable. I know we ain't going to be no slouch. We ain't going to just be lollygagging on defense.
Yeah.
You ain't playing defense. You ain't going to play for Tibbs.
True.
And defense wins championships. And that's what I got to say about it, CP. Hey, stay safe, man.
Yes, sir.
And tell Jay Ellis I miss him tonight, man. Hey, but Knicks family, we on the right track, and we need to draft LaMelo Ball. I don't care if we got to give up a pick to get him. We need LaMelo Ball.
All right. Appreciate it, Ron. Great call as usual, man. Glad to hear from you. Please be safe out there as well, man. Ron Cleveland in the building, laying the hammer down and letting it be known, man. Letting it be known. No Jason Kidd. I just, I don't know what to think about Jason Kidd. Can he be trusted in this role? I wouldn't go for Jason Kidd for the sake of looking at the Freak because I don't think we have a shot at the Freak anyway. So that wouldn't be my reasoning for bringing in Jason Kidd. I do think that he can still be a good head coach, even though defensively with the Bucks they weren't solid. You know, things immediately improved when Budenholzer got there. Defensively, they weren't solid on the Kidd, but they do give Kidd credit for the Freak beginning to assume that point forward role. You know, they say Jason Kidd started that. They do give Kidd credit for that. And obviously, X's and O's standpoint, you know, the point guards always fare well as coaches in the NBA. They always do. You know, the point guards always fare well. You have, Doc Rivers. You look at Scott Brooks, who's had a success. Avery Johnson back in the day had success. You know, it's always the point guards that are getting those opportunities. Jackson Hive, anybody? Mark Jackson, obviously, with Golden State. Did his thing. But it's not getting considered. I mean, I told you guys that already, that he wasn't going to, that wasn't real. I never thought it was real. Even when they were recording him 2 years ago, I never thought that was legit. And here we have it. He's not even getting a call. So no Mark Jackson, no Jeff Van Gundy there. All right. So unfortunately, sorry for the Jackson Hive. Doesn't look like Mark's going to get a shot at it. So to everybody in the chat, man, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We got 610 people checking in on YouTube on this Sunday night. Steve Kerr, Knicks fan, Steve Kerr as well. 610 people on the YouTube chat. Salute to everybody watching on Facebook once again. CP from KnicksFanTV here checking in. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. If you're new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. I definitely want to welcome everybody all over the world, wherever you guys are watching from. Remember that these shows are also available in podcast format. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Alexa, Stitcher, and Google Play. So you never have an excuse to miss an episode. We are in every format, on every platform. And that's why I say hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Couple super chats came in. Let me salute the super chats, of course. Definitely want to do that. We have Michael Parker, always first, number one fan of the show. He says, I think LaMelo's camp will only allow him to work out for the Knicks. Salute to CP, salute to the chat one time for the mods. Well, we do know, Lonzo did that. LeVar had Lonzo only working out for the Lakers. Ends up getting picked by the Lakers. It all depends on where the Knicks end up in the lottery. I mean, if they're 6th, 7th, 8th, you can't do that. You're gonna have to do your workouts because regardless, one of those teams above are gonna pick him. It's likely Detroit if they're above the Knicks anyway. So it depends. All depends on where the lottery is And then we'll see. It's me in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. It's me always in here. What's going on? Who else we got? No Dice 414. I see all the day ones in here. Knicks fan says I turned on notifications and subbed. That's what I'm talking about, my man. Appreciate it. Salute to DJ Kid Chill. Team hashtag new in the chat. Salute to that. Ernesto says he was number 99 on the thumbs up gang. So salute to Ernesto. He's always in here day one. Who else we got in here? W2 says he's team hashtag new. Chris Dandridge, welcome to the show. Sean Hayes, welcome to the show. He says he's on the phone. So Sean, we're going to get to you in a second. Israel Casada says he's new as far as watching live. So salute to Israel. To Ron Cleveland, Robert Paris, everybody in here. All the mods, appreciate it. And go back through some more super chats. Robert Paris sends a super chat. He says, Kira Lewis, Devin Vassell, so many Tibbs type players at 27 and 38. Some value players, defense. You know, I that's why I'm cautious on the Tibbs Knacks, the Knicks with Minnesota, because as you see, even when he left, they were still terrible. And you know, listen, maybe it was Towns and Wiggins were part of the problem instead of being part of the solution. Like I said, coaches aren't always miracle workers. It has to be on the kids too to execute. Kids got to be out there buying in and executing. You know, when we had Rasheed Wallace on the show and we asked him about Tibbs, he said, listen, yeah, his defensive principles can be complex, but if you buy in, you'll see that it works. But you got to buy in. You got to have the personnel to do so too. Gary Ebron, team hashtag new. Salute to you. Welcome to the show. Daniel E. sends a super chat. He says, always applying pressure. Keep up the good work. That's what we do, Daniel. You know what I mean? That's what we do, man. We keep working. Appreciate the support. Michael Park, another super chat. He says, I know people don't want to hear this, but unless the Knicks get third or fourth pick, and more than likely cost us a pick and possibly R.J. Barrett, I would make that trade. Let the slander commence. I'm not doing that, Michael, man. I'm not giving up my RJ and your first rounder for Lamelo. I'd rather see them together. Yeah, I'd rather see them together. Even though shooting wise doesn't look that great, I'd rather see the talents together and figure it out. I want RJ here, man. I want RJ here. I feel like RJ is going to be he's going to be a lifer here. I really do. I really believe it. I feel like RJ is going to be the franchise. And maybe not the franchise, you know, in terms of the star, but the leader of the team is what I'm saying. I think they're going to give the keys to RJ starting next year. And I would, because I feel like mentally he has it here. And I want to see what he's going to do with a coach like a Tibbs and see how he takes his game to the next level. RJ's going to put in that work. That's what I know for a fact. He's going to put in that work. So I got faith that his offensive game is going to improve. And it was just unfortunate that the season was cut short because I thought, although he took a dip mid-season, he started coming back around before the season wrapped up. Luke Showery checking in from Australia. Salute to everybody in Australia. Australia's always in here heavy. So salute to Australia. Definitely appreciate all the love down there. Raw Hebrew Remnant sends us a super chat from Strong Island, Hempstead, and Westbury. What's going on? Salute to everybody in Long Island. 516-631, stand up. O-Dog says, I had a good convo with Ian Begley over the phone at my job. Nice guy. We talked a bit about current Knicks topics and the restart of basketball. Yeah, Ian's a great guy. And once we get closer to the draft and obviously free agency, he's been on the show before for free agency, and we're going to look to have Ian back on during that time to get some of his insights on things. Back to the phones, JJ from Brooklyn joins us. JJ, how you feeling, bro?
Yo, CP, what up, bro? How you doing, man?
Good, man. What's going on?
Good, chilling. I actually want to ask you, with the new front office and everything, which route do you think they go, say, in the next 2 years? You think they stick to this slow and steady rebuild with the youth? Do you think they do the quick fix and start trading picks and young players, or do you think they sign like Tier B and Tier C type free agents? What do you think?
I think
And what do you want? What do you hope they do?
I want this thing slow and steady, man. I want this thing slow and steady.
Yeah, me too.
If you can get this CP3 trade done on the cheap, again, like I said, I think he can help set us on the right course. I want Joe Harris.
Yeah.
I want Joe Harris in here. We need the shooting badly.
Right.
One of these three guys need to be Knicks next year. It's either got to be Joe Harris, it's got to be Bertans, and third, I would put Danilo, and I would put Danilo third because the injury history. He obviously he's a lot older now in the injury history. We need the shooting though. But Harris is the guy because he can play
especially
on both
too
ends.
because say we get Ball. Obviously, I would be glad to get Ball, but say we have our main core right is going to be Ball, RJ, and Mitch. So as of right now in their careers, neither of those guys are shooters. So like you're saying, it's crucial that we fill out our other two spots in the starting lineup somehow, some way with two legit knockdown shooters at those other two spots.
Got to need some capable shooting at the 3 and the 4. Need some capable shooting at the 3 and the 4. It's imperative, especially if you're going to have RJ out there. And if you're not going to get a point guard who's going to be good off ball, you need your 3 and your 4 have got to be some knockdown shooters, man. Got to be some knockdown shooters.
Would you move RJ to the 3?
It's certainly possible. Depends on who you're bringing in at the 2. It's certainly possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's certainly possible. But one thing that RJ has proven is that he can be a capable playmaker for you. He can be a capable playmaker for you. The problem is that if he's not knocking down those shots, then he's going to be another guy that's going to need the ball in his hands to be effective.
Exactly. Right.
So it's going to get very tricky in terms of how you build his team. Because again, it's got to be balanced. Like if Randall's still gonna be here, the issue with Randall was that he came in shooting the 3 very well, and he took a complete dive, and then Fizdale had him like the initiator of the offense, and so it was just chaotic. It was just chaotic. I need Randall to be the finisher and a capable 3-point shooter. Go ahead. Yeah.
So would you what type of contracts? Because guys like Joe Harris and Bertans, these guys aren't going to come for 1 year and $12 million.
Yeah,
they're probably going to want long-term deals. So what type of numbers?
I put the money up.
How long would you go for?
I put the money up right now. I know for a fact Harris is making 8. I double it. Listen, it's probably going to be cost you a grip, and I think Bertans would be in that same range. Yeah. So how many years would you go? 3, 4? You got to go. Yeah, you got to go 3 with a team option on the 4th. I think you got to go 3 with a team option on the 4th. But I appreciate the call, JJ. Listen, those guys, I would pay for it. I would pay the premium. The Knicks have the money to do it. You're not getting any max guys. I would pay the premium for that. You paid Portis 15. You bringing him back for another 15? You might have to, depending on what your options are. Rohibi Remen says Harris 3 for 48. 3 for 48. So he's going 16. That's what I think the market would be for Joe Harris. I think he could be stolen from the Nets. Cedric Lucas in the chat. Salute, Cedric. Would I pick any players' options up? I would pick up Bullock's option immediately. Because it's cheap. It's $4 million. I would pick his up. Portis, I would have to wait and see what the stretch 4 market looks like. I would wait on Portis last. Ellington gone. Peyton, he's got to come off the bench, man. He's got to come off the bench or transition to that role. But I would consider him last on the priority list, depending on how this goes. If you can't get CP3, I got to look at the point guard list in terms of capable vets out there. Peyton's got, he's got $10 million to him. That's a lot of money. But if you can bring him off the bench, I don't know. I got to think on that one. My 2 definites is this: Taj and Bullock. Now, Taj is another guy making 10. Would he be willing to renegotiate that? I'm not sure. Taj and Bullock are the 2 that I definitely want. Taj and Bullock are the two that I definitely want back. For sure. For sure. Taj and Bullock. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We've reached 676. I should do a giveaway if we get to 700. If we get to 700. Or 7, I mean, we're almost at 700. If we get to 700, we'll do a giveaway. Why not? Last episode, I said 800. We'll do 700 for the giveaway this time. So let's see what happens. So to DJ Kid Chill sends a $10 super chat. DJ Kid Chill, definitely appreciate it. Boxing Trav, $5 super chat, definitely appreciate it. Money Mark in the chat sends a super chat. He says Atkinson is the right coach for us. Denny on top and in the draft. Hey, Denny continues to light it up. I think they had another game tonight. I don't recall the outcome or how he did, but like I said, since my last show, they had one more game, and he's still continuing to shoot the three at damn near 50% a clip. And again, he's killing it on all three levels. Pushing the ball up, initiating the break. Then he's having a solid restart campaign. Who else we got in here? Payback Card in here. Salute to Payback. He says, if Jay Kidd becomes head coach, do you think Woody would be his assistant, being that he played for him? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I don't see that out of the realm of possibility, but not so sure. Gary Ebron says, I don't mind Tibbs. If not Melo, I like Kyra. Kyra is, I think Kyra's a talented kid. Draft, NBA, is it Draft Express? Mike Schmidt. He does his film breakdowns with the prospects. He just did one with Kyra, and I thought it was pretty good, so definitely check that out. Christopher Bedette sends a super chat. He says, assuming we trade for CP3, do you think we could also get SGA? No. Without giving up RJ and Mitch, no, I don't. I don't think so. And Christian Cologne sends us a super chat. Salute to Christian Cologne. Somebody said Denny's game tonight was 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 dimes. A double-double for Denny. Looking good. He's looking good. Hate to be prisoner of the moment, but we just got to call it what it is. Kid's playing well. That kid is playing well. All right, we're at 688. Let's see who wants a giveaway. Let's see what happens. Hit that share button. Text, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, however you want to share it. Hit that share button. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's see if we get 700 people in here. Remember also to please fill out the form for our mailing list. Dave and TM should be putting the link in there for the mailing list. Very important that we have your information on file. No, we do not share it with third parties. It's specifically to help continue to grow the community, to grow the brand, and to reach out to our community in the event we have upcoming events, upcoming content, or YouTube is a great platform, but it may not be around forever. So we want to make sure that we have a way to keep in contact with the community and let you guys know, keep you guys abreast of future events. Here was something dope. I don't know if all of you guys saw it, but over the course of the week, CP and your man Jay Elsa Nigga Time show was shooting a commercial with Bleacher Report. Salute to Bleacher Report. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. My guy Smokestack, fan of the show, hit me up last week and let me know that they were filming this commercial profiling Knicks fans. So me and Jay Ellis went out to the Cage, West 4th Street. Went out to the Cage and shot this commercial, man. It was a dope time. Definitely appreciate the consideration by Bleacher Report. So this should be coming out in a couple of weeks. So definitely look out for that, man. CPJ Ellis, Bleacher Report. The brand is strong out here. Let's go. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. All right, back to the phones we go. Let's go to Sean from North Carolina. Sean, how you feeling, bro? Sean going once. All right. We'll see if Sean comes back. Dave, see if you troubleshoot Sean in the green room. Let's go to Kareem from Delaware. Kareem, how you feeling? New caller. What's going on?
What's going on, brother?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. Hey, I want to talk about Tibbs. I don't think Tibbs is the right fit for us,
How so?
I mean, I like him and all, but based on his history, I'm not feeling it for the Knicks. We need a young coach. We need some new blood, and I think Kenny Atkinson and Mike Miller would be the best fit. I'd rather have Atkinson as the head coach and have Mike as the assistant.
I like
you know,
that.
And they both are compatible with a lot of players. So I think we should give them a shot instead and about the season because he inherited the team later on after Fizz. So it took him a while for him to adjust, and I think at the end of the season they start getting their groove, and once they clear up the roster, maybe we have a better shot with them. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I definitely don't disagree. I'm one who says, I need the roster to start getting the pieces that fit together before I can really determine which coach is really going to turn this around. But I agree with you in that I would like to see a young coach that's going to last with this team, man. I need somebody that's going to last. I mean, the longest tenure coach in the last 10 years has been Mike D'Antoni. We haven't had a coach last 4 years in so long, man. It's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Pathetic, man. But appreciate the call, bro. Thanks for calling in, man. Be sure to call in next time, bro. Yeah, I wouldn't mind an Atkinson Miller ticket. I wouldn't mind that at all. I would not mind that at all. And I have some film. Maybe tomorrow I'll do it because we have our surprise announcement is going to be coming up this week, maybe tomorrow. But I do have some film breakdowns of Miller, Tibbs, and Atkinson. Atkinson, as much as everybody touts him for his offensive prowess as an offensive coach and developer, the Nets were the 6th ranked defense in the league this year. Atkinson did a very good job coaching the Nets defense this year. And it's improved over his 4 years. It has improved over his 4 years. They went from the 20s to 15 last year to 6 this year. So Atkinson has done well on defensive end. And I think part of that it was having DeAndre Jordan. Obviously, having DeAndre Jordan as a solid veteran. But, I think that went unnoticed in terms of Atkinson. Nets defense was pretty good. Now, Nice 718 says in-game management is terrible. Yeah, I think that's been the overall knock from the Net fan, from who we have brought on, is that the in-game adjustments by Atkinson was not good. So, but I think that you can learn from that. I think you can learn from that. So, let's see how that goes. Speaking of Nets, the New Jersey Nets are fielding quite the roster for the NBA restart with former Knicks. They've been walking wounded, man. Half their team was lost to coronavirus. No Dinwiddie, obviously no Katie, no Kyrie, and so on. They picked up over the weekend. They picked up Michael Beasley. The walking bucket, Melo from the left side, is going to Disney World. Jamal Crawford, JC, 40 years old and all, is going to Disney World. And today, it was just announced that former Knicks captain, the captain, Lance Thomas, is going to Disney World, ladies and gentlemen. Lance Thomas is going to Disney World, ladies and gentlemen. So the Nets are picking up all the former Knicks pieces as the replacement players. I said on Twitter today, I said, if they sign Ron Baker, I'm rebranding this thing to KnicksFanTV, co-starring Pooch. But yeah, man, Nets are trying to field the basketball team on the fly out there. So that's pretty funny. Jay from Florida, what's going on, Jay?
What's good, my brother CP? Hey, man, y'all hit that thumbs up button.
Hit that thumbs up button for your boys, man. How many thumbs up we got right now, TM? Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Go ahead, bro.
Hit that thumbs up, man. Hey, so I live in Tampa, bro. Mm-hmm. So I'm starting to drive down to the school at Knox we training at to see if I could yell at them, right? Get them right. I'm pulling up on them, see if I can see them out there on the track or something, man. We got to start taking it into our own hands. You know what I'm saying? With the Spurs Wake thing, I'm thinking like we gotta get rid of these Portises, man, and these Randalls. That's why when you be saying Joe Harris, right?
Yeah. And
you be saying Bertans and all the people, that's Spurs people, bro. That's people that's not selfish. They lunch pail. They come to play.
Yeah.
They ain't playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to get people like that on the team.
Yeah.
Did we even have a captain last year, CP? Who was the captain last year?
It's a good question. I'm not even sure if they dished out captain roles last year. I'm not even sure.
Yeah,
I didn't
bro.
hear.
I think we had a captain last year.
Yeah.
The draft, bro. You know what I'm gonna say, bro?
Yeah.
No Halliburton, bro. Can't do the Halliburton. I'm trying to figure out who we gonna draft because you got Walt Perrin. You know who's calling the shots? Is it Worldwide West? Is it Rose? You know what I'm saying? We trying to figure out who calling the shots.
I think it's going to be a collaboration, man.
If Walt Perrin calling the shots, we don't know who he going to pick because if you look at the Jazz interviews on YouTube, he's random. He picks who he likes. It could be that kid Tyrell Terry from Stanford that can shoot like Curry and them.
Jay Scrub.
It could be Okoro. It could be Vassell. It could be Patrick Williams. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if we're not in top 3, if we get 6, 7, 8, this dude could literally pick whoever he wants.
Yeah.
The last thing, are we trading Mitch and the pick to move up and get Ball? So we can look at Ball and RJ. Are we willing to trade Mitch for LaMelo Ball?
I don't see it. You want them running together, man. You want that pick and roll going together, man. You want that pick and roll going together.
Yeah, but I don't know how we gonna get him if we don't land a top 3 pick.
Oh, you're gonna have to swap. You're gonna have to swap more picks. It depends. It all depends. It's too early to really know what a trade is going to look like. You know what I'm saying? But ideally, you don't want to give up either your core pieces. You want to give up a future draft consideration. You know what I mean? That's ideally what you want to do.
Keep Mitch and kind of see how everything look together.
Yeah.
What about why are we so as Knicks fans? Why are we so held to mock drafts? Why don't we looking at players like Tyrell Terry or Kyra Lewis? Like these are cats that could literally be on our team. We don't got to be held to. Walt Perrin ain't held to no mock draft. He picking whoever he wants.
That's fair, but usually within the top 10.
So
usually within the top 10.
Random players like Tyrell Terry or Koro, Obi, maybe even Denny, because they got all this Spurs way going on. They might pick Denny and say we running Denny from the point.
That's certainly possible. Appreciate the call, Jay. Listen, that's certainly possible within the top 8 for sure. But I think, with the way the mock drafts are, maybe in order they're not right, but in terms of best player available, they're typically, within range. So I wouldn't see a Tyrell Terry jumping up to the top 8, especially the way these seasons have been cut short. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. Jay said he's going to go track down Knox. See if he's on the track or something. That's hilarious, man. That is absolutely hilarious. So we have hit 700 in the chat. We're at 735 right now. So salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Make sure you guys are sharing these videos as well. Let's see right here. This is the closest item I could grab right here. How's this for a giveaway? The all gray, the metallic joint. This is a fitted though, so I need people with the size 7.5. The 7.5ers to come on down. But this is a nice one. This is brand new with the tags. No Fugazi, no Fulton Street knockoffs, no Chinatown knockoffs. This is real deal Holyfield. Dave, see if you could just make a quick sign up form, different than the mailing list, a sign up form for this hat, and just send me everything. We'll do it before we log off. We'll be on for about maybe 15 minutes more. We'll do it before we log off. Oh, this is a 7.5 fitted, all gray joint, metallic joint. So if you want it, we will we'll give this away before the night is over. 7.5 joint. This one was right here, close to me in the studio. I got a ton more stuff in the studio here, but this one was accessible. So we will we will get that going. So David, when you have that ready, just send the form in the chat, and then send me the spreadsheet, and then we could start tracking. It. Let's see if Sean is back. Sean from North Carolina. You there?
Yo, I'm here, man.
What's up,
going
brother?
on, CP?
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yo, you good?
Oh, okay, I could just barely hear you, but
Okay.
yeah, man. So first time caller, love the show. Best thing in Knicks land out there right now.
Appreciate it.
And just a couple of things, man. Listening to all this, all the Knicks talk. Tibbs, first of all, Tibbs. Tibbs. I think isn't he from the Jeff Van Gundy tree?
Yes.
I think. Not mistaken. So, yeah, but then in Minnesota, I guess the talk was he kind of lost a step, and and all that. That's been the talk, like he lost touch, lost a step, whatever. And me being an older guy in the military, I work around a lot of younger people, like half my age.
Mm-hmm.
And now I really understand what the movie No Country for Old Men, I really understand what that's all about now. The title, No Country for Old Men, is like the world is changing, it's passing by. People don't respond to his type of leadership, or people don't respond to his type of interaction anymore. His world, the way he interacted with it, it worked for him, but it's a young man's game now. And Diggs got to have a way to connect with these young guys and find a way to, speak to them, what motivates them, what's important to them, because these kids today, they are different.
Yes.
I'm telling you, they're different. You just can't yell at them and have all of the leadership on your side. A lot of times leadership tends to side with the younger person.
Yes.
Hey, he's from the Jeff Van Gundy coaching tree, so that right there, it says a lot to me. Yes, he did do a lot with that Chicago team back in the days. And yes, to Taj Gibson and those guys who can help with the locker room and help these players understand Tibbs code, Tibbs talk.
Mm-hmm.
And what else, man? LaMelo Ball, seems to me, he says, the camp says he focused on New York, right? But so what good does that do if they put it out there that they're focused on New York? I mean, it seems like for the past 20 years, that's all I hear, but it never turns into nothing.
Yeah.
So he could end up getting drafted by another team that, he wants to be at, and then all that talk just meant nothing, goes away. If he doesn't want to be there, then that team is already worried about, he already said he wanted to go to New York.
Yeah.
So now we've got to try to come up with the assets to, try to get New York to come up with the assets, trade him, or, offer him a big salary to keep him.
Right.
So to me, it's just a play. It's a game that his camp's trying to do to make him have the best situation. I don't believe anything that anybody says anymore, man. I've been through this shit for 25, 30 years.
I hear you. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
The call, man. Appreciate the call. I mean, listen, yes, if they say it is the Knicks that they want, then again, it all depends on the lottery. We got to get to the lottery first, right? If they're hovering around top 3, you have a better chance of getting a trade off. If you need to trade, that's not going to cost you that much, right? Or depending on the order of that top 3, you have a chance of getting them straight up. You know what I mean? Like let's say the top 3 just for ish and giggles is Golden State, Minnesota, Knicks. You could have a situation where Golden State, either takes Wiseman or they take Denny maybe, or trade down and get Denny. You could have a situation where the Timberwolves, they already have D'Lo there. Would they take LaMelo? Probably not. Some mock drafts haven't taken Obi. I'm not even so sure I see that. It all depends. I think the team that you're very much concerned about in terms of getting LaMelo is Detroit for sure, because they absolutely need a point guard. Some people think that the Cavs would still consider it and try to ship off either Sexton or Garland. I'm not so sure about that. I think the Cavs would go at another position. It all depends. It all depends. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Appreciate the call, Sean. Definitely appreciate it. And salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Nice NYC said, nice 718 says Chicago too. I thought Kobe White was running the one with Chicago. Is he more of a 2? What do you guys think? Or maybe they run with both of them. We never know. You never know. But I thought Chicago's backcourt was consistent of Kobe and Zach LaVine. Maybe they move on from Zach LaVine. We'll see. Or maybe Chicago's an option. Let's see. Let's see what happens. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. We're going to create the form for Dave, and then we'll do the giveaway. How many we got in the chat? 740. We are at 740 right now. Danny Landis, definitely appreciate it. This was an interesting one. So this week was Patrick Week on the network, on MSG Network. It was Patrick Ewing Week, where we honored the captain. And rightfully so. The captain deserves to be honored, no doubt about it, for all the contributions that he did for this team. But, as we go farther away from his tenure here in New York, it's very interesting to me because I was young and old enough to remember when his exit was hard. It was very difficult, man, because he didn't have much left. The media was going at him. The media was calling for him to be benched and for the team to move on. The fans were getting at him. Fans were losing their patience with it. It comes a time when the burden of trying to carry this franchise for 15 seasons wears on you. And so that's what happened. In the 2000 season, the Knicks would trade Patrick Ewing, a trade that this franchise has never recovered from. Patrick Ewing wanted the trade. He was tired of being criticized. He didn't want to take a back seat to Houston and Sprewell, and he wanted a change of scenery. And so, we've criticized the Knicks for years since it happened for trading him. Dave Checkich, the president at the time, did an interview with Bondi and Daily News and basically said, listen, he did him a favor. When your franchise player puts it all on the line for you for 15 years and comes to you and says, I'm done, what do? Right? We always look at it from the fan point of view, like this was the dumbest thing ever. But from the Knicks point of view, the hands were kind of tied. Because Ewing wanted an extension. He had 1 year left on his deal when he was traded. He wanted an extra year extension. Knicks didn't want to give it to him. So he said, all right, trade me. So Knicks' hands were tied. The franchise player basically says, I can't deal with this no more. Trade me. And so their hands were kind of tied. He chose Seattle, and they got what was the worst return in franchise history. It was a huge trade in terms of numbers and teams. It was a 4-team trade. But the principal pieces that the Knicks got back on that deal were Luke Longley, Travis Knight, and Glenn Rice. They got Glenn Rice from the Lakers, Travis Knight from the Lakers. They got Luke Longley from the Suns. Luke Longley, the former Bulls center who had a bad ankle, that everybody knew had a bad ankle, and still ends up on the Knicks. They had $90 million sunk in those three players. Glenn Rice, Luke Longley, Travis Knight. Luke Longley only played half a season, if that, for the Knicks that year. His ankle was so bad he couldn't play anymore. Ends up retiring. The Knicks still had to pay him $6 million per season for 3 more seasons. And he was sitting at home in Australia doing nothing. Glenn Rice, they didn't need Glenn Rice. They got Glenn Rice paired with Houston and Sprewell. They crowded the wing position. They never needed him. It was an atrocious return, and the Knicks have never recovered from that day. They never recovered from that day that they traded the captain, because from those players, Checkich goes, you bring in Layden. He tries to pay her off the right situation by bringing in Shandon Anderson. That was a disaster and a lot of money invested. They give Houston the $100 million deal. They turned Anderson and a package for Marbury. That was another disaster. It just kept, I don't want to upset everybody's week and turn everybody's week into depression. But this was the move that spiraled this franchise into chaos over the last 20 years. So I say that to say, Patrick Ewing was the greatest gift in this franchise's history, but it was the greatest curse. It was the greatest curse that this team has never, ever recovered from. It's difficult, man. How do you move on from your star player? That is the question that every franchise has to answer for. We've seen it in New York several times. We've seen it with Derek Jeter. We've seen it with Eli Manning, with Patrick Ewing, so on and so forth. It is the toughest thing to do to figure out when to call it quits with the player that gave so much to the city and gave so much to your organization for so many years. It's funny because when you watch The Last Dance on the Chicago Bulls, the big theme of that whole series was Jerry Krause, and Krause being a shrewd GM to the point where he was willing to destroy the whole Bulls dynasty, 6 championships and all, the greatest player in basketball history, because he was ready to move on, because he knew that you cannot hang on to nostalgia. You cannot hang on to those pieces. You have to continue to build and continue to try to rebuild and build from the ground up. A Jerry Krause would have been the right GM for the Knicks, right? Jerry Krause might have traded Patrick after 9-7 or earlier. It's just crazy, man. The gift and the curse of Patrick Ewing, man. The greatest gift we ever had and the biggest curse we ever had. But what do you do as a GM? What do you do when your star player comes to you and says, I want out? And Checkits even admitted that deal was a terrible deal that they got back. And Checkits was known for being a good executive, a good GM. But that was a terrible deal. A lot of people say, well, they should have just kept him, let him run out the contract, but he's trying to do him a favor. And it would end up hurting this franchise for years to come. And not necessarily on Checkits' doing, but more so on his successors, because Layden was terrible and Isaiah was terrible. So it's just tough, man. It's just tough. But I'm glad that he's finally getting more recognition. I'm glad that he's finally getting his just due. Obviously, we saw Oakley, taking some shots at him, which was unnecessary. That he couldn't build a winner, he couldn't win. Listen, Patrick Ewing did all he could. What did you want from him? The Knicks never put a second star with him that was equal to his talent to compete with Jordan. 92, they had, we know all the times they had their chances against the Bulls. The X-Man was here. It was a great pairing. Should have kept him. We know that. We never got to see what a healthy Bernard and Patrick could have been. And so on. But I'm glad he's getting the respect that he deserves. Glad he's getting the respect that he deserves. Salute to everybody in the chat. We got 753 in the chat. Salute to you guys, man. Dave, let me know when the list is ready. Let's see. All right, so we got the list. All right, so the snapback list is going. All right, so we're gonna close this. I'm gonna take one more call, and then we will wrap, and then we'll do the giveaway. So this not the snapback, the fitted 7.5. We are giving away tonight for breaking 700. for breaking 700. Tonight's giveaway will be this metallic silver joint. So that's what we'll do. We'll make 700 the mark. 700 will be the mark for giveaways on every show. 700 will be the mark for giveaways on every show. And to do that, just hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, share these videos, and yeah, we definitely appreciate all the support. All right, let's go to Darnell from Queens. Darnell, you're gonna be the closer tonight. How you feeling, bro?
I'm cool, man. How you doing?
Good.
Cool. So the question, what you thought about something I thought about with LaMelo Ball. I know we always hear everyone say, "Oh, his camp is saying he wants to go to New York. His dad wants him to go to New York." Do you see him possibly doing something kind of like what his brother did? I know there was a lot of people saying that his brother only interviewed with the Lakers. That he only did a workout with the Lakers because that's where he wanted to go. Do you think there's any chance that he just come out and say, "Yo, I don't want to go anywhere else but the Knicks. I only want to play for the Knicks. That's where I want to be"? Do you think that people would still draft him because they don't care where he wants to play? Or do you think that would hold any weight in today's day and age, especially with the way the league is and wanting the players to be able to have more of a say where they go and what they do?
I think it's possible, but you also have to remember what benefited Lonzo was that the Lakers were picking second. So, it wasn't like he had that, far to climb to get his wish. All depends on where the Knicks are picking and who's picking ahead of them. If it's Detroit, then yeah, you're going to have to pony up, right? If it's Detroit, you're going to have to pony up because they might want him. But listen, LeVar's a big mouth already. If he makes enough noise, it could happen. It could definitely happen if he makes enough noise. So we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on the Lamelo situation. And see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. We're gonna close the list. Dave, throw the link in for the list one more time. This is the list for the hat giveaway. 7.5. I'm gonna start loading up some names. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Once again, let me get my giveaway theme music here. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to load them up and get it going. Salute to all the mods. Appreciate all the mods for tuning in. Alright, let's get it going. Anybody else? I see names trickling in. Alright. Names are trickling in. We got 40 entrants so far. We got 40 entrants so far. Shout out to Phil Wirch. Phil, how you feeling? Phil wants the hat. He wants in. All right, this is it. We're loading the names up, man. So you guys better get your entries in before it's too late. Okay. But we got some more coming in. All right. I'm gonna do a 10-second countdown, and then the list is going to be closed. All right. We're gonna do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, list is closed. We got 47 entrants. Oh man, I see 2 more coming in. All right, I'll get you guys in here. 3 more coming in. All right, I'll get you guys in here. Because I appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's getting late anyway. All right, I'm closing the list. So, here we go. The winner of tonight's giveaway, the fitted hat, is going to be Arnold Farrar. Arnold Farrar, congratulations. You have won the Knicks fitted hat. All metallic gray joint. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations to all the participants. Hey, you could be a winner too. We're gonna do different winners each time we crack the 700 mark. And congratulations to Arnold, man. Congratulations to Arnold. Congratulations to all the participants. Like I said, continue to fill out these forms because we need your information for the mailing list. We want to be able to get in contact with you guys should we, need to send a message out about content or future events and so on and so forth. So please continue to support us here. Real quick for the viewers here. Let me just, I just want to kind of show people, not really show people the channel. Here it is here. Hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. I want to just show people where the content is around the channel. Sometimes people don't see all of your content, so I just want to make sure people can see it and know how to navigate the channel, man. So if you go to, let me just scroll down here. If you come on the channel, KnicksFanTV.com, obviously #1 show for the fans by the fans. You'll see the playlist. Everything is organized for the fans. So the first playlist, you have the special guest appearances: Chuck D, Kenyon Martin, Raymond Felton, Charlie Ward. We had NBA skills trainer David Zenon. All of you people that want to talk draft, know more about the draft, if you haven't seen this episode, you have to watch this episode from front to back. This guy has extensive knowledge on all these prospects, student of the game, future. He has a future in the NBA. I want you guys to watch this show for sure. The Langston Galloway interview was great. Rasheed Wallace, Xavier McDaniel. Check out the interview with my guy, Gerald Brown, the former ball boy for the Knicks. Great content. The Oakley interview was good. You also have all of our Knicks news playlists are here. Catch up on the latest and greatest. And then the Leon Rose front office playlist. Everything you want to know about Leon Rose and his new acquisitions from Worldwide West, Walt Perrin, Alex Klein, the new scout. Everything that you want to know is in here. Brock Aller as well, the capologist. That is in the Leon Rose playlist. So when you come on the channel, just know all of the content is organized for the fans to check everything out. Draft scouting reports are here as well. So everything is organized according to your topic of interest. So just get in, dig in, and leave a comment, man. The comments have been coming in crazy. I'm trying to get to all of them. It's very difficult to do so, but I do see the comments. So please continue to leave a comment. And I appreciate it, man. Great show, everybody. All the mods, appreciate it. Mike Jones, appreciate it. Vegan X, definitely appreciate it. TM, always appreciate it. Who else we got in the chats here? Let me salute some more people before I go. Pete Cruz, appreciate it. Arnold Farah, congratulations again, man. Andrew H said Oak had a chip on his shoulder when he was talking to us. Yeah, it's all love, man. Nothing personal with Oak. Definitely a good dude. Could call him right now and he'll chop it up with you. So he's good. Will Rose, appreciate it. No Dice 414, thanks a lot. Lorenzo, definitely appreciate it. You look like Team Hashtag News, so definitely appreciate it. And Arnold, thanks for the super chat, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. You guys have a good week. We'll catch up midweek, man. CP from KnicksFanTV signing out. Peace.